When you wanted to know anything about boxing, you turned to Bert Sugar. And we have a Bert Sugar Award, and you know, we thought about this for a long time, and we said, who could we give an award named after Bert Sugar to? And everybody came up with the same answer. They said Mike Silver. Mike Silver is an author, he's a speaker, he's a historian. He's by far the greatest historian on Jewish fighters. I mean, there's nobody that knows more about Jewish fighters than Mike Silver. He became very, very famous when he wrote his book, The Art of Boxing, The Rise and Decline of Its New Science, in 2009. Now, I'm not going to review the book, but I will say this much. It's a great work that Mike did with a panel of historians, pointing out the differences between the fighters today and the fighters of a few years back. And for those of you who really want to know if Jack Dempsey could beat Vladimir Klitschko, you read The Art of Boxing, because you know it's a great work on the subject. Mike's been the historical consultant for 18 documentaries on boxing for networks like ESPN, PBS, HBO, the History Channel, A&E, and Madison Square Garden Television. He's written extensively about boxing for Ring Magazine, the New York Times, Boxing Monthly, and various boxing websites. He's a former State Athletic Commission inspector, and he's a member of the International Boxing Research Organization. I'd like to introduce to people here today the one and only Mike Silver.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. First, I want to say what an extreme honor it is to be sitting on the dais with some of the greatest fighters I have ever seen, and including 2 Olympic gold medalists. How would I remember that happened? I was sitting with 2 Olympics. I remember watching these guys on TV, just sitting there and just doing their thing. It was great. And Alex Ramos, bronze bomber, remember him as an amateur. And all the guys sitting in the audience. All these men have brought honor to the sport. Unfortunately, that is not always the case with certain people who are involved with boxing outside of the ring. We won't mention any names today. But I always ask myself one question when assessing the impact of someone who makes his living in this sport. And that question is, was this person good for boxing? I think that question can be answered in the affirmative when the subject is the person who this award is named after, and that I am very honored to receive today. I knew Bert Sugar for many years. I wrote for him at Ring Magazine. And he always paid me higher than any other person I wrote for, so I have a warm spot in my heart for him. He had a vast storehouse of knowledge, and not just about boxing, but many things, many subjects. And he was a lot of fun to be around, to those who knew him. Bert established his own unique brand, and even non-boxing fans were aware of the colorful guy with the hat and the cigar. Bert was a character, and he could be controversial, but in answer to the question, was he good for boxing, the answer is unequivocally yes. Bert honored and respected boxing's rich history, and was not afraid to take on the corrupt power brokers. The scores of books he authored were well written, informative, and fun to read, and his presence is sorely missed today. If only because he brought a healthy amount of attention to the sport in a good way, and we could certainly use his voice today. So like Bert, I will continue to tell the truth through my writing, and hope it will inform, educate, and entertain. I've received a few other awards for my work as a journalist, mostly related to my first book, The Art of Boxing, which, by the way, is on sale at the back of the room for a 40% discount, just for today. I had to get that plug. But this particular award is most gratifying and special. The reason being that it is given to me by an organization that I greatly respect and whose goals and motivations are consistent with mine, which is to make a difference in the lives of former professional boxers in need of medical or financial assistance. Over the years, there have been dozens of other veteran boxing associations, and only a few of which still survive. Most were basically social clubs for retired former boxers. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in the case of Ring 10, much more has been attempted and much more has been achieved. In an amazingly short amount of time, Ring 10 has become the preeminent not-for-profit veteran boxing association in America.
Yes.
Woo-hoo. Yes. Its primary purpose is to help former boxers in need and in furthering the ongoing research into brain trauma as it relates to contact sports. And this is the only organization in boxing that is doing that. Professional boxers participate in the toughest and most dangerous sport. They are the most exploited and vulnerable of athletes, yet they are the least protected. They have no health care, no pension, or retirement plan. Thankfully, there is a generous heart of a wonderful ex-boxer named Matt Farrago, a true man of action, who with the support of his dedicated board of directors and membership is making a difference. This audience here proves that. I am so very proud to be honored with this award by such an organization as Ring 10, but I am even prouder to be a part of that organization, and I thank you.